Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Clarice Lim. Today I'm going to share with you assumption method. A lot of parents has been asking me how to do assumption method. What exactly is it? The kids are very confused and they would rather use guess and check. So of course you can use guess and check. Guess and check, the problem is it takes a very long time in order for you to get the answer. Assumption method, if you can master it, it can save you half the time. Which is the reason why I teach children assumption method all the way since they are P3. And by the time they reach P4, they will start seeing some of those questions that they can use assumption method. By the time they reach P5, they are very proficient in it. By the time P6, it's chicken feed to them. Okay, so introduce assumption method at a young age. If you are clear in your teaching cues or let your children watch this video, it's gonna be very, very simple, trust me. Okay, let's start. So, how do you use assumption method? Assumption method is used whenever you have two items and two totals in the question. What do I mean? For example, this question. A farmer has 25 cows and chickens. Two items, okay? Cows and chickens. If the total number of legs among all the animals are 90, so there's two totals. I told you 25 is all that I have and they all together have 90 legs. So how many chickens are there in the farm? This is typically an assumption method question. Two items, two total. Okay, so if you were to use guess and check, you will need to go through, usually guess and check, I will teach the children to start from the middle. For P1, P2, they will still need to use guess and check, unfortunately, because it's quite simple. You want them to do assumption method, they might take a lot more struggle than guess and check. So the other way around. So P1, P2, use guess and check, no problem. P3 onwards, assumption method. Okay, so if they were to start from the middle, let's say 12 and 13. So cows is 12, 13 is chickens, and then you will have 12 times of 4 legs, and then 13 times of 2 legs, add together 74. And then, oh, very far away from 90, that's not what I want. So you increase a little bit, 14 legs of 14 of the cow's legs times 4. 11 of the chicken legs times 2 and you get 78. Oh, let's maybe jump a little bit higher because it's still very far away from 90 and so on. By the time you finish this, I will have been done with my assumption method. Okay, so how would you do assumption method then? Assumption method, assume all to be one item. So just now you have cows and chickens. Assumption method is simple because you just assume all to be one thing first. What do you want it to be is always the opposite of what the question is asking for. If the question is asking for cows, you assume all to be chickens. If the question is asking for chickens, you assume all to be cows. Why do that? Because then you will be able to find the difference between the total. Okay, so what do I mean? The new total, assuming all to be cows, I will have 25 animals of 4 legs each because all of them are cows, correct? So there will be 100 legs altogether. So what is the difference between the new and the old total? The old total is the original total they gave you. There is only 90 legs. But now you assume all to be cows, there are 100 legs. So what is the difference between these two numbers? It's 10 legs. So there are 10 legs poking out. Where did this 10 legs come from? This 10 legs came from the difference between the 4 legs and the 2 legs, which is 2 legs. Am I right? So this 10 legs came from the 2 extra legs. So this 2 extra legs actually came from the cows, correct? So if you divide this difference, you will realize, oh, so this 10 divided by 2, this 5 that I get as a result is actually the number of chickens. Amazing, isn't it? So if you want to work backwards, okay, 5 legs of chicken, so 5 times 2 is 10. So 20 legs of 4, 20 times 4, I have 80. 80 plus 10, 90. You got the answer. So this is how you do assumption method. So if I were you or if you are a student watching this, remember these 4 steps. Okay, so first thing, you assume all to be one item first, right? What is the 4 steps? So 4 steps will be find new total, find the difference between the new and the old, find the difference between the items, and then divide the differences to get the final answer. Okay, so in this case, assume all to be cows. This answer will therefore be 5 chickens. Right. If you were to ask, what about the cows? Basically, it means that the question wants you to find 2 items. Okay, both items, they want to know each one. Right. So if there's 5 chickens, there's 25 animals altogether. So you minus the 5 chickens and you get 20 cows. And you get both answers. Okay? So let me summarize. When do you use the assumption method? When two totals and two items are given in the question. So what item should you assume? If the question asks for chickens, you assume all to be cows, because in that case, the final answer will be chickens. Okay? Why not you try this question on your own? Take a read, pause the video at this moment of time so that you can do this question on your own. Okay, I hope you're done with your question. Did you get the answer 29 children? Don't worry, let's go through this. So assume all to be adult tickets. Okay, assume all to be one item first. So what is the new total if all 46 tickets are all adult tickets? Adult tickets are $5 each. So 46 times 5, you get $230. What is the difference between this and the original total they gave you? Original total they gave you is 143. Therefore, 230, what you have found, minus the original, you get the difference of 87. What is the difference between the items? $5 minus $2, the difference is $3. So this $87 is made up of how many sets of this odd thing out? Okay, this odd number out, so this is 3. So therefore, 87 divided by 3, you get 29. And this is the opposite of what you have assumed at first, which is 29 children. Okay, so if you get 29 children, the question is asking you for how many adults and children each were there. So now you have 29 children. Altogether, there were 46 at first. So 46 minus 29, you get 17. Therefore, the answer, 29 children and 17 adults. Okay, so let's summarize the 4 steps again. The first thing that you do, assume all to be one item. The 4 steps will be new total, difference between new and old, difference between the items, divide the differences, and you will get the answer opposite to what you have assumed at first. Okay, I hope this short video will teach you how to do assumption method. If you have any questions, do let us know. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Bye-bye.